Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy Fun Size, and today we're gonna be taking a look at the new EZA 2 or Super EZA for Super Saiyan 3 Goku, which is essentially like the Dragon Fist and everything. But you know, it is what it is. I don't expect this guy to be too crazy, but at the same time, I mean, it is a 2024, Super EZA of one of the first units in the game, right? Like I don't expect him to be too crazy. I mean, he did come out in like what, 2015. Look at that. 2015, dude. That's so long ago. That's like 9 years. Not, yeah, 9 years, ninth anniversary. Wow, that's crazy. So he came out very early in the game's life cycle. So yeah, again, I don't expect him to be too crazy. I think he's one of the only characters in the game to actually have only 6 links as well. So I mean, he's just one of those guys that's kind of been dusted off. And I mean, if he's able to even remotely perform well with just like a passive change, that gives me a lot of hope. Well, yeah, just generally hope. It gives me hope for like ECAs and stuff in the future, that they could really, like, if they messed up and fumbled in an EZA and he just really wasn't that great, EZA 2, like whenever that is. I can't wait for another 10 years to actually get Bardock 2 EZA. Like, that's funny. But anyway, let's get into the passives and the leader skills and all that. The leader skill is still nothing crazy. Key plus 3, HP attack and defense 70%. And he doesn't actually have a super attack effect as far as affecting his stats, so he doesn't gain attack or defense on his super. He's only greatly lowering defense on his super, which is nothing to write home about. But at the same time, it's not a bad thing for him to have something on his super, right? It would be really nice if he got attack and defense, but hey, I don't make the rules. Anyway, we have key plus 2 attack and defense 200%, and performs a critical hit for 1 turn from the character's entry turn. Okay, so his first turn, he's guaranteed critting. Sick. So superclass allies, chance to perform a critical hit plus 20%. That's not bad. And extreme class allies, chance of performing a critical hit plus 10% for 3 turns from the character's entry turn. Okay, so for 2 turns, he essentially is giving crit to to extreme and or super class. He's giving a little bit more to super class, which is it's fine. It's not a big deal. Plus an additional attack and defense 150% for 5 turns from the character's entry turn. Okay, so they kept the gimmick of the turn thing, right? After so many turns, he basically becomes a wet paper bag. Like, okay, cool. I mean, I didn't expect them to change a whole lot, to be honest. Like, but uh, you know, I'm so glad that we don't have characters like this anymore. It makes me appreciate that fact, where it's just like, you have guard, you have dodge, or you have just damage reduction. Like, you don't have to, oh, for the first 7 turns you have guard, damage reduction, and you're just this best unit in the game, and then after that you suck. Like, you're that's it, buddy. That's all you got. No more runtime. Like, it's ridiculous. But this is again, this is when like fights were much shorter, right? Like, this, you were taking on Dokkan events with this guy. Like, like that's what you were doing back then. Not now, where the fight lasts 10, 12, 15 turns and you're fighting Beast Gohan. Like, you're not gonna do that, especially with this guy, right? Like, you're just not. He's not designed for it. But it wouldn't be a bad idea for someone to, like, if they didn't pull any units and they just needed someone to really like use, you could use this guy, right? Like, he seems decent so far, like nothing super crazy, but we'll see what the rest of his passive says. So plus an additional attack and defense, another 150%. And high chance of launching an additional super attack when performing a super attack for 7 turns. So turn 1 he could super, what, 3 times? Yeah, he could super 3 times turn 1 if you give him additional, right? And they could all be guaranteed crits. Turn 1. That's pretty good. That's not bad. That's not bad. And especially if he's getting like 10, 12, 13, 15 million attack stats. Okay, I can see it. I can see it. Okay. All right, Goku. So then we've also got plus an additional attack and defense 100% when performing a super attack, starting from the 8th turn from the character's entry turn. So, okay, they gave him a little bit more stats back in case the fight is going on that long. Okay, and then we have a 30% chance to dodge or medium chance of evading enemies' attack, including super attack, plus an additional chance of evading enemies' attack, including super attack, plus 30% before attacking. So he's at a 60% chance to dodge before he attacks. So he has the capability to go slot 1, but no. You're not, no. You're not doing that. Because you definitely want this 100% attack and defense after performing a super, or when performing a super. You definitely want that. So he'd probably go slot 2 or 3. Decent floater, potentially. What else do we got? We have plus an additional 150% defense and high chance of performing a critical hit for 3 turns after an evading attack, or after evading an attack. Okay, that's not bad. So he's got a 50% chance to crit after he's dodged something. So I mean, that's not bad, but I mean, it drops to 30% once he's in slot 2 or 3. But you're not going to put him in slot 1 because you don't want him to just die. But at least in slot 2 and 3, he can dodge in case there's AoEs, as well as give himself extra defense and all that good stuff, like after supering, so he could potentially still dodge and maybe survive a normal, right? Or even, you know, something like nothing crazy. He's not going to survive a super, but he could do some things, right? Nothing too crazy. But yeah, that is Super Saiyan 3 Goku for the Super Easy A, the Easy A 2, basically. So let me know what you guys think of him. I definitely think that he is better than I anticipated, because, I mean, he is very, very old. He's 9 years old, guys. Like, that's ridiculous. Or he's on the cusp of 9 years, right? So for him being that old and being brought up to 9 years later standards, I think he's actually pretty decent. So again, let me know what you guys think. And if you guys enjoyed the video, please don't forget to drop a like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff for me. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.